Cheers to you, my friend. All right. I have another stack of books to open. I've got a cheat sheet list of notes that I'm ready to drop on you because it's been another 2, 3 weeks since I did this already, which is crazy. But it's been busy. 2026 has been chaotic already. I knew it would be. I just didn't expect it to start off this chaotic right from the get go. So we're just going to dive right in. Huh? Okay. On the show, because I haven't done a show recap recently, on the show on this past Sunday, and now available on YouTube at Longbox Punk or on your favorite podcasting platform if you just want to listen to the audio version, I had Gary Hodges on, and Gary and I talked about his series D versus M, which stands for Dinosaurs versus Mars Bots. And if you didn't get a chance to check that out and you are feeling creatively dry and you need a little bit of a kick in the pants, that's the episode for you. We just kind of gushed with each other about how important it is for creative people to create and just to keep creating and making the thing and doing the stuff and making your artwork. And so I had a great chat with Gary. He's been a long time supporter of the show, regularly pops in on the live streams. And so A, it was great to have him on. And B, it was just a really good conversation. So definitely go back and watch my chat with Gary Hodges or listen to it, whatever. And remember to make your art. That keeps coming up. You're going to hear that probably a good amount in this stream itself. On Monday, because it's been a chaotic February, I was making up some missed streams and I'm not done with the makeups yet. But on Monday, I had Robert and Jorge on talking about their forthcoming issue of a comic book called Essential. It launches on March 1st. And we had a great chat. Robert is a nurse in real life, and he turned some of the experiences and just kind of trauma of being a nurse during COVID into a comic book. And if you don't know Jorge Pena, he makes some really cool artwork. And it was almost very serendipitous. I like that word, so I'm going to keep using it. But I had talked to Jorge before about potentially working with him and making some comics together. And so it was really cool to have him on the show and talk. He's located in South America. And so the global reach of the Longbox Punk just continues, which is one of my favorite things about the show. So that are the previous two. And this is Robert's first comic book, ever, that he's made. He's done prose writing before and short stories, but he has not done comic books until Essential. And so I really am going to keep talking about this campaign because I want it to be successful quickly for him. I want it to fund, and I want him to get the experience of holding his very own comic book in his hands. He's a rad dude, super nice, crazy nice. I had, during all the chaos, was like, hey, I need to reschedule. I got some family stuff. And he shot me an email just checking in on me because he knew I was going through some family stuff. So super nice guy. Can't ask for anything more. And I just want him to be successful as an indie comic creator, So keep your antenna up for Essential. #1 coming March 1st is when they launch. That's this Saturday. Looking forward, the global reach and the makeup streams continue on Saturday. I know, it's weird. On Saturday, Eastern Standard Time at 6 p.m., I'm going to be talking with both Maddie Lee and Americo Alvarez. Alvaring. I can't read my own writing. I apologize. I'm terrible at writing. Maddie and Americo, and they are going to be talking about their comic Dirt Bags. They are based in Australia, or at least Maddie is. I don't know if Americo is too, but because they're based in Australia, timing has been a little weird, but they were another one that they just have been so accommodating of when I had chaos that I was dealing with. And so I wanted to prioritize getting them on. So at 6 o'clock Eastern time on this coming Saturday, the 28th of February, I'm going to be talking with Maddie and Americo. Americo. I'll figure out how to say his name as well because I didn't ask via email. That's the stuff that you ask pre hitting the go live button. And so I'm going to be asking that so that I don't mess up his name any more than I already have. So tune in Saturday and figure out all of the things with me, won't you? And we've been talking since I think Maddie initially emailed me in December when I was doing my like social media blackout. So it's been a whole lot of like, hey, let's talk, but like not right now. And maybe later. Can we do it later? Can we do it later again? It's been rescheduled, I think, 4 times. So it's finally happened Saturday, and I'm excited to talk about Dirtbags with a full creative team that made the comic happen. That's the magic that I love on the show. On Sunday, normal long box punk live stream time. On Sunday, I'm going to be speaking with Jimmy Gasparo of the comic book Yeti, and he's going to be talking about his all ages book at 2 o'clock with me, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely tune in and be back for that because the comic book Yeti featured both Kay and I when we were doing promo for Barricade Brigade issue 0. And so this was a very easy, like, hey, you scratched our backs. Let me scratch yours a little bit. So he's got an all ages book coming out about Yeti, which is super cute. I've seen some of the preview art, and it looks like it's going to be a really fun story to talk about. And so Jimmy's going to be on Sunday. That's at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Those are the upcoming and most recent streams that I've got. Speaking of Barricade Brigade, I got news. Maybe this should go on a CHK or newsletter, but it's just a single announcement, so it doesn't feel like a full newsletter. You know what I mean? But we have decided, due to current workload that is on Kay's table or drawing table or workbench or whatever you want to call it, we're going to plan to be launching Barricade Brigade issue number 1, chapter number 1, because we're doing full chapters. It's not a 22-page floppy. It is an 86-page square-bound digest size, energy infused monster mayhem and punk rock goodness comic book coming your way. We're going to be launching that on Independence Day on July 4th. That's the goal. I need to get the pre-launch page up, but I kind of feel like I want to wait until after AHA wraps on my birthday and then immediately put the pre-launch for Barricade Brigade up so that we've got all of May, all of June, and a little bit of April, like 2 months plus maybe a week of pre-launch. So that's the tentative plan because I currently am focusing on AHA, which if you're like, what is that? Let me tell you, viewer, although the 2 of you are in AHA that are here. I see you in there, Ryan. So AHA is happening. It is a horror anthology from CHK Comics. It's our first fresh voices in indie comics anthology. It's not the last. We're going to do more. We're going to expand outside. This one is focused on horror because we both love horror, so it was a natural first choice for our first anthology, bringing in other creators into the CHK Green Room. But it's not the last. We're going to do more. We plan to do one every year, and each year's anthology is going to hit a different genre. So we might do crime. We've talked about doing sci-fi, all sorts of just different things to really try and, while we're trying to welcome as many new creators as possible, if we limit the genre and the subject matter, that limits how many creators that we would be able to bring in. And so by expanding the genres, we're expanding our reach for other potential creators to join the fold. So that's our approach with that. It's going to be fun, it's going to be fresh, and it's going to be borderline ridiculous because that's the CHK way. How's that for a tagline? We just came up with that yesterday. So trying it out. This is the first time I've said it in a public forum. So here we are. It is not the first time that I've talked about AHA on stream. We actually just recorded our first podcast appearance last night. Both CHK and myself talking about where AHA came from, why AHA came about, how, and then a little bit into like the process, our selection process. Not the full thing, because you got to keep some secrets. There has to be some mystery behind the curtain, and so there is. But we had a great time speaking with Kyle, and his show is going to drop. It's still going to be in pre-launch, but I think it's going to be like the weekend of St. Patty's Day. So I think that's accurate. So that's what I'll be sure and blast the link everywhere. And he said he would tag us here on Substack, or at least direct people here. So I'll have a link to the show so people can find it that way. And it was like 40-ish minutes, so it's not super long, but it was super fun. And I got on my soapbox of just make your freaking art. And he let me and was totally okay with it. So um, it was great time. I'm already like getting energy from being back on the let's talk about making comics wheel, and full speed ahead, man. Let's not hit the brakes. Let's just go and keep going. So pre-launch is live. I've shared the link ad nauseum. I'm going to continue to do so because it's not just a campaign that I'm trying to get money. It's not a money grab by any means. Kay and I are actually hardly taking any of the share. Like, we're not even taking our creator share of the funds, because we want to really focus on lifting up, supporting, and shining a light on new voices. And so the best way we can do that is to limit, like, or reduce paying ourselves so that we can set the goal a little bit lower. It's still our highest. That's not saying much because we've had one goal and it was like $500, but it's our highest goal so far. It does have me a little anxious, but I'm really proud of what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I am having a great time seeing all of these stories come to life and getting the background and the behind the scenes, because I'm also technically an editor, which honestly for this has been like, instead of Tuesday, what if this happened on a Wednesday? Like, it's just those types of suggestions that we've made for all the stories. We have 9 stories in the comic. It's also going to be square bound and digest size, because that is the CHK way, is square bound, digest size. So everything that we put out that's long enough. Is there something shorter? I don't know. Stay tuned. Everything that's long enough will be square bound, but everything is going to be digest sized, because it just works. It just works, right? And so, and it's closer to the zine and like the DIY feel. Perfect time, Kay, to join in. I'm talking about AHA and the CHK way of fun and fresh and borderline ridiculous. But yeah, we have 9 different stories that are in AHA. We have a storyteller named Roger, who is a demented mannequin with a giant pair of scissors. And he is the one that is curating the death party that's happening in AHA. And so you've got that story as well, because he does have his own story in between the 9 tales of terror. And we have 3 cover artists. We don't consider it like, oh, this is our main cover and then variant A and variant B. No, no, no. We have 3 covers. Period. They're all on equal footing. They're all freaking awesome. Real excited to have those. Each cover artist also did a custom CHK corner box. So they took our little rock hand that said CHK and they made their own version of it. And each one of them are just righteous. We're going to have teasers of the artwork from each story on the campaign page, so that as people are looking, they get a feel of what to expect. We have announced all of the creative teams and the genre of horror that they are going to be sharing and unleashing on the world. That's in the CHK's newsletter here on Substack, so you can easily find that CHK Comics. Just search that on Substack and you'll find it. Or just pay attention. Like if you're seeing this, it's probably because you're subscribed to me or you're following me. So you've probably seen the AHA logo, and I have a hat. I just didn't wear it because I'm having a good hair day, and I get my hair cut on Saturday, so it's all gonna be gone. It's gonna go way down, and I can't wait because it's super stupid long right now. But AHA is coming March 25th. We have 48 hours for early bird discounts, so you should take advantage of that. And we've got a super secret, ultra secret, never gonna happen again tier that is going to be a one of a kind tier on our campaign that I'm really excited about. We're having a lot of fun putting this together. Because again, fun, fresh, and borderline ridiculous. And that tier is all of them. So you're going to want to get your eyes on that tier sooner than later on the AHA campaign. That's going to run for 30 days starting March 25th, ending April 25th. So that ends on my birthday, which is April 25th, when I turn 40. And I want to be able to turn 40 and happy birthday to me. We got a fully funded comic that is going to come to fruition. Help that happen. Okay. Save the link. I'll post it on my notes here after the stream is done. Lastly, no, two things. That's not lastly. Check. Okay. If you're going to be in Central Ohio in the end of March, come to Space. It is the Small Press Alternative Comics Expo. And it is happening in Columbus, Ohio, March 28th and 29th. I will be there. My wife will be with me at the table. I will be hopefully tabling right next to my creative partner in AHA. We won't have the books, but the campaign will be live. So we'll be pumping it and we'll be talking to people about it. I will have copies of Barricade Brigade with me, both my cover and Kay's cover. I will have the zines that I did for Barricade Brigade there. I got to print more of those. I still got to get to the library and make some buttons. I plan to have buttons. I'll have stickers, and I'll have what's in this envelope all the way from Alaska. I'll have this with me as well. What is it? Stay tuned. So come to Space in Columbus the last weekend in March, and help give me the best possible first con tabling experience possible. Yeah? Cool. The last thing, and this is actually the last thing, I mentioned February was chaotic and I process things by writing. And so I wrote a zine. I'm just calling all my articles zines because it's on like old thermal labels from work instead of throwing them away. When the printer has to like recycle and adjust or whatever, it spits out empty ones. And so I take those and I hold on to them and then I journal on them and make those into little 4+ page micro zines. And maybe I'll collect them at some point. Maybe not. I have no idea. But I wrote an article. It again is very personal. That's the type of stuff that I'm publishing on here as my newsletter. Not always just, hey, I'm making comics, you should give me money. And not always just, hey, I interviewed rad people, you should watch it. I'm writing personal stuff because I just don't have a space for that. And I don't know, I'm crazy and I want to share personal, deep, dark emotions. So I have to go to my mom's because I have to find pictures that are in my old bedroom closet on the top shelf in the container, in like the storage container, in another, it used to be a floppy disk holder. That's how old it is. But I have pictures in that, and I need to pull 2 of those out to include in the zine. And once I get those and I get them all formatted properly, that article will go up probably this weekend. So new article from me right here. Longbox Punk also writes on Substack. Subscribe now for free or paid and be one of the first people to read it. Cool? All right. Notes. Done. Don't need that anymore. So I mentioned I'm going to have these available to sell with me when I'm at Space. And that's because these in this envelope from Alaska is a little zine called Gag. Have you heard of it? You should have. Not that I'm the primary person. It's actually put together by my pal Max Flowers. I had Max on the show. Also does rad design stuff for Apollo City Comics. Also does rad artwork for comics, period. But so he uh, Max was putting out a submissions are open call on their Substack, and I was like, yeah. And I was told I have a free guaranteed space in all of the things. And so it's printed on newsprint paper, which is just the best. And my article is in here. This is the first time that I'm actually looking at it. I've been waiting to open it. And this is why I told my wife tonight that like I have to open this because um I gotta see what my thing is. Where is it? No, don't mind me. I'm just flipping through. There's comics in here. It looks like there's an interview article in here. There's some sweet. It's like a getting to know you type interview with some creators. There's some artwork in here. I'm trying to find. There it is. Oh, I kept it nice and short. There's my thing. Surprise horror. Not surprised at all. But I'm going to be doing this each quarter for gag. So I'm going to have these with me, and I already have an idea for the next submission I'm going to send to Max. And he was gracious enough to send me, this is my personal comp copy, keeping that first comp copy I've received from something that I was published in. And then I will have a very limited numbering 5 issues of gag with me at Space as well. So if you want to get one of these, I will sell this to you at Space, and I will then thank you for purchasing this awesome fanzine style publication. Gag, like, yes, I haven't read it yet. This is the first time that I've seen it. I haven't read it. I think like the joke. Also from my friend Max Flowers. So they are a very talented artist, and they did the Spilled Inktober 2025. God, this is so sick, dude. This freaking rips. But they did 31 of these Spilled Inktober zines, and they were all screen printed. And there's video process and like hand stitched. Dude, this this rips. So good, man. I with the bat on the front. This is one of 31 that were made, period. You can see the whole process on Max's Instagram, I believe, is where the video is of it, which is, I think, just MF Art. At MF Art is, I believe, where it is. I'm just going to oogle in awe at this. This is so cool. Like, this is so freaking cool. And it's all screen printed, and it's all of the illustrations that Max did during Spilled Inktober. And here's just one of them because Kirby's rad. So also Murder of Magpies is the like publication name. So there's also an Instagram for Murder of Magpies. That might be easier if I got the and there's a patch too. Hell yeah. If I got the handle wrong. But just like the coolest. It's just the coolest. So, and a handwritten thank you note, DIY or die always. Art of MF. Yeah, that's what it is. Art of MF right there. And then that's the icon as well, based out of Alaska. Super sick. Print heaped it. Max printed those, like, did the printing stuff on an old school printing press. So, super excited to celebrate post punks that are making awesome stuff from the DIY vein, because DIY or die, baby. Okay, so I've got this stack of books here, 4 packages. I know what 2 of them are. We'll open the 2 that I know first. Also coming from Post Punks. Cardboard on cardboard. is I had to go to what goes on Zoo, but from Halloween Head Comics, DeSoto Bros, who I had on together, and then also on one of my horror panels. Man, this tape, it is definitely secure. I'll tell you that. Dude, that bat is super sick. Like the bat alone was enough for me to be like, yeah, I need to see that up close. Like I need that in my collection. A bit in, but okay. So spinning out of the first Halloween Head Tales or the Halloween Head comics, the Halloween, no, oh, what was the name of their anthology? They had an anthology. I'll say that they had an anthology, and that's what they were on talking about. A bunch of different stories that Ben or I just called them the Soto Bros. That's all I ever called them. What the two Soto Bros? This is Ben specifically. This is one of Ben's stories. It is Cephas, and it is vampire, and he is cast out by his uh, fellow vampires, and so his skin, like because he's in sunlight and he can't get into the inside, the sun just destroys him, but he doesn't die. He becomes this like crazy thick-skinned and then vampire that's hunting vampires and things that go bump in the night. And so there's a foil card and then a regular card in there as well. And it just like the whole idea of this story was so rad. I was like, yeah. So when I saw that they were running a Zoop for Cephas specifically, I was like, I'm in. Uh, Enjoy a view of the wall as I take a sip. Okay. Yes, I still have all my 2025 cardboard down there. It's been a year. Okay. So the next package I have is from another post punk. And this one is so remember that time that I said Max does artwork for cool comics? One of those comics is Family Man. That's when I first had Max on my show talking with he and writer Nathan Price, and other post punk Brandon DePillis got together and made a super badass looking comic called Drip. Art is life, and then death is a masterpiece. And so, hell yeah, had to back it because I love Brandon's art. And so, one of the variant covers for Drip, they got Ian Cinco, and they threw in Ian Cinco's book Neon Spring, which I think if this is issue 0. So I have 3 different covers of this book because I bought the variant cover when he was doing like if you buy the variant cover you'll get the free standard cover, and then this is a different one besides that I haven't seen yet. So Neon Spring, if you don't know, from Ian Cinco, is a fucking awesome cyberpunk comic. But real excited for Drip. This is issue 1. Issue 2 is already up in pre-launch. Like you can go to Kickstarter right now or when you're off work, fun, and search on Kickstarter for Drip, and uh, you can get this first issue and the second issue. I don't know when they're launching, but the pre-launch is already live. So wasting 0 time at all getting more Drip out into the world, which is just the coolest. Plus, here's a handwritten thank you notes that I will read not when I'm live so that you don't have to watch me read it. I just want to peel this tape. Oh, okay, cool. Speaking of cool things that happened today, I got an email from Matt Kint. Okay, I was going to text this and then I was like, I'll just say it during the live. So back when we had Barricade Brigade and I sent a couple packages off to folks that just had a significant impact in my creating. I sent one to Rafael Flores Jr. Of Kamazats and Grimcore fame. That's probably where you know his name from. He was also on the news, but to, like, talking about making The Return of Kamazats, which is sick. But, I sent one to Raphael, I sent one to my dad for, like, "Hey, thanks for always taking me to comic shops and, like, not shying away from buying me comics and letting me pick out what I wanna read." And being encouraging with that because I know not all parents are. And then I sent one to Matt Kent because he is um, a creator that just like inspires the shit out of me. And I was like, I have a chance. I have the address to his studio. Because I'm part of his Patreon, so like he's mailed me stuff, and so I just did some. I used to do skip tracing, which is like professional online address hunting and stalking almost. And so I was like, he's mailed me stuff from his studio. I'm just going to mail this package to his studio. So I did. And then I didn't hear anything from anybody. And I was like, oh no, everybody hates it. It wasn't good enough. And then because I mentioned it here, and V apparently hangs out with Raphael all the time, they just get coffee together. I heard from Raphael quickly after. I still didn't hear anything from Matt Kent, and I was like, "You know what? He's busy. Like, he's busy." And so, okay, like, I got to mail it to him. Like, that's cool enough on its own. He emailed me today as I was walking into my house and basically said, uh, "Massive thanks for sending the all of the hot watermelon swag," and asked if the band was ever gonna make a tour stop in St. Louis, and that he is gonna put together, like, a proper thank you card, handwritten note for me with some stuff and send it to me, and, that the spirit that we captured in the book and in those zines was inspiring to him. So, like, I'm riding on cloud 9 today. And then my wife walks in, she's like, "Do you wanna go get Mexican?" I was like, "God, I love you." Because I love Mexican. So, it just was like a great it was a great it was the lift that I needed today. So, um, don't stop creating. Make your thing and then share it with the people that made an impact on you because you never know what's gonna happen. And if all you do is share it with them and you send it to them and you don't hear from them, that's totally fine. Like, because you got to share your art with somebody that in some way, shape, or fashion maybe had a hand in you even making the thing. And so share it and let them know because, like, that's cool to hear. Like, that's so inspiring, right? Like, that's the coolest thing. So, do that. Make some art and then share it. Let's open the last two packages that I don't know what they are. I've got a big fatty that just came today. And I've got this long. It's so I'm not gonna finish that. Just insert that's what she said. Because that's where it was going. This one, oh hell yeah. Plus, this is Void Witch. How cool is this cover? It's oversized. It was such a large Gemini because um it's oversized. It's like the magazine size format, which I love. This is from here's the name down here. Gideon Birmingham Brim that. It's from Gideon. Experience the void. Like this, the cover alone, if that doesn't pull you in, this art style is so rad. And some of the interior pages are just more of the super bright, vibrant colors. And I like vibrant colors that are bright, even though this is like a pastel, more of like a muted color. I love bright colors, and this book is full of them. And so I had to pick up issue one. So stoked, and it's got the logo as a sticker, which is rad too. So I'm real happy to get that. My ever growing collection of indie magazine size comics continues to be ever growing, and I love it. Dude, I like speechless, right, Kay? Like, just like, how do you, what? It was the best. Rachel's like, send me the email. I will print it on cardstock and then you can frame it. And I was like, bet. Okay, I don't know what's in this last holy shit package um of a lot of stuff. And oh god, there's what? I don't know what this is. What did I what did this person send me? Ty White in San Francisco. Hey, Ty, what sorry, I gotta figure this out before I start talking. These are a bunch of oh, I think I won these. No way. Yeah, I think I won these on like an Instagram giveaway thing. That's gotta be what this is, because this is a bunch of like alt comics and zine style things. Yeah, this okay. So okay, now that I know what I'm looking at, because oh my god. All right, so it's got this sign of four from 2004. It's a yearbook of sorts, collecting works from four different friends. There they are. So there's that. Again, magazine size. Here's a single page, hand numbered print for tunes 19 of 50. Shut up. These are the things that I won from. Oh, yeah, that's got to be what it is. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So print for tunes. See, it all just, I needed a second because I didn't know what I was getting into. So print for tunes um, is a super rad Instagram profile that gets they get a bunch of just like, hey, just mail me stuff. I don't care, mail me stuff. On They retired from military for um due to medical reasons, and so during COVID it was like super lonely and shit, and he was like, um I want to get mail, and I want to send mail, and I want to like engage physically with people that way. And so what he started doing was, hey, if you've got stuff that you want to share, send it to me. And so he reads the comics and then posts them on his Instagram of like first claim wins, and you got to be quick. I've seen some like the closest I got recently was like 8 minutes after the post, and someone had already claimed it. Like, you gotta be watching like a hawk for his post to come up. He also started doing raffles. But I gotta get the box together to send to him, because holy shit, I got a sticker bomb of stuff here. Like, those are all stickers. He There's no way that this is random. He sent me a bunch of Blue Jackets, uh, hockey cards, like hockey, like he's Patrick Laine, is Oliver Bjorkstrand, Andrew Peak. Like, just that's too on the nose with them being one of my two team. They're my backup team. But so there's a sticker that's in here. There is this original piece of art that's in here. This is from at Mad Cow Comics. There is this single page comic. So holy shit. Um, this magazine is called Nero. It's from Italy. Holy shit. There is the 50 Flip Experiment, issue 34 from 2004 or 2024. Here is that creator. Like, just he supports creators all the time, nonstop. And like, I have found a ton of artists and illustrators and creators on Instagram just looking at the stories that Mixed for Tune shares, because they all feature like independent creators. Here's a look inside Mustache because it's not bagged. It's all black and whites. But I honestly got lucky with these claims. Like, this is a lot of just freaking cool stuff. Stuff and stuffs and things. There's a link tree as well. Linktree aw.comics and a really ridiculous looking Spider-Man. Picto Beach Demo Special Edition, Confessions of Student Zero. Speed-paced periodical publications from Stephen Solomon. Great. Dude, great. I'm so over the moon. I forgot that I told Mix for Tunes to send this to me. I was like, yeah, I gotta claim. Here's another Ryan Alves book. I know that because the Spider-Man, but like, come on, look at Jason. And then we've got a spooky ghost in this one. These are all manga style. The horrors persist, and so do I. Some stuff by Ryan Alves. So I've got a nice little collection of Ryan Alves there. And then we've got Kitchen Sink for people who think too much. Another square bound, magazine size book. Hell yes. Dude, I'm stoked. This is so rad. I need to get a hold of Ben because I might have flubbed something and I might be on here for a second dose. I'm gonna hop off and figure this out, and then I will reconvene. Thanks for tuning in. This has been fun. I love unboxing random alt comics. Okay, bye. Go do what's good for you and make some art.